It's dang good.
I'm kind of giving you the backwards tour. So in here, this is the paint and body shop. So this is my truck from Martinsville, short track truck. They just hung a new body on it.
Look at the rivets.
Yep. A little oxidation. They'll go through, fill in all this. Couple more trucks. This is our Talladega truck. We ran Daytona with it, so she'll run Talladega here in a few weeks.
One that won?
The one that won's in the showroom.
Gotcha.
So this
Never
one's
be
from
raced
Daytona.
again?
Never be raced again.
That's the one he's gonna race at Talladega. The one that he won in last year was in Talladega, but they're never gonna race it again. He said they scanned it. Well, tell me, like, what you did with the vehicle.
Yeah, we scanned the body because obviously it was a good truck that won the race. It helps to have a good piece, so we want to replicate it and hopefully be able to match it for the 02 and the 20, so we can have some really good speed here in a few weeks at Talladega again.
And what'd you say you got? What's it? The Hall of Fame?
My helmet from that race is at the Hall of Fame right now. NASCAR Hall of Fame, Charlotte, North Carolina. Check it out. It's there for the next year.
That's awesome.
So they're constantly, these guys, I raced the other day at Darlington, and we wanted to take that truck, and it got a little damage, nose damage and right rear damage. We wanted to take it 3 days later to Richmond. So it showed up here in the other building over there, got the body fixed, then came in here from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. They painted it, got it cured, and they were putting it together. 36 hours later, it was on its way to Richmond, Virginia.
That's awesome.
So having stuff in-house helps a lot. So you can see they're kind of putting some Bondo mud.
That's the 02?
That's the 02, yeah. It's one of his trucks.
Cool.
So you can see we got quite a few trucks. That'd be a short track truck. That'd be another short track truck. And then our speedways are being worked together.
We'll get a look at back here.
So back here?
Underneath the hood.
Yeah, back here, basically, this is just open air and the fuel cell sits in there. And you got all the fueling system comes through this hole back here. So there's not a whole lot of weight other than the fuel cell back here.
So were they in here like working on this today, earlier?
Yeah.
So how many of these tool trucks go with you guys?
So this is our pit equipment. Comes in here, gets reorganized and cleaned from after the race to get ready for the next. So 2 for each team.
Super speedway.
You got your pit box and the garage box. And the pit box you actually sit on, so you'll get to sit up there at our race next year.
They have their own. They have their own brakes and motors.
They have their own brakes, so they're not electric. It's just really heavy in some tracks. You got like hills and stuff coming down. We got water. We got Diet Coke. We got Diet Mountain Dew. What do you want?
Water.
These are the fuel cans. So they get plugged in. So all this stuff rides in the bottom of the hauler on the first floor. So when we get back from the race, it comes back here, and then they'll go through and re-lube these, work on them if they need adjustments, make sure everything's tight, good to go.
How does it work? Because that looks very interesting to me. Like basically
Yeah.
somebody comes out with that whole thing and like holds it up, right?
And this plugs in to the unit on the truck, and then it has its own like venting system, so it doesn't spew as much gas for like the environment. Used to.
But
it
it's
wasn't.
pumping it in there fast.
Yeah, and there's no electricity or nothing. It's all gravity.
How fast is that?
So
how many?
much
How
is
many?
it putting it in? How quick?
It's gonna put in like 8.5 gallons in about 8 seconds.
So it's kind of like a beer bong.
Yeah,
It's
Kong beer bomb.
kind of like Kong beer bong.
How many gallons do they hold?
You do 2 cans per pit stop, so it's about 17 gallons
Wow.
between 2. Here, we'll
Why wouldn't they just make a bigger can?
can't carry it. Oh. We'll walk around the other side. So Tyler Young, those are some of his helmets. One of his trophies from a big win at Hickory, and then checker flag from our win at Talladega.
See that?
So in here is Fab Shop. So they're gonna take this truck, put a new front clip on it, put body work on it. So these are all perfectly level. And they build off of that. These are a hoods template. So you take the sheet metal, put it on there.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so they drop the truck on that and then just start measuring off of it. That's what these red things are for.
They twist the chassis and the frame and stuff together.
Oh yeah. So these guys, you know, they're constantly working on trucks that get tore up or new designs or wanting to change something. Truck 19. This is one of our newer trucks. So you take this truck to a track that's 1.5 miles. So it's built specifically for that.
And that's a super speedway?
Super Speedway is 2.5 miles.
Oh, really?
So 1.5 miles, they call it the cookie cutter tracks. They're all over the place. So they're really common. Charlotte Motor Speedway, Texas, Vegas, Kansas, Miami. They're all very similar. That's 2.5. Super Speedway.
Gotcha.
So yeah, this truck ran to Texas. We got a little tire rub. So throughout the race, you may put on a brake blower or a bead blower, left front, right front, rear fans. Constantly trying to change the temperature of the tire.
The tire is totally like angled in.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that would be called camber. Over here, we'll take you to the final fit room. So yeah, this is the main
white.
A lot of white. We like white. Keep it clean. So over here, this is our truck that we're taking to Bristol this week.
So for like this tire looks like it's more of an angle, so
Yeah, more bank.
the more the bank, the more you're gonna angle the tire.
Yep.
And I wonder what that looks like on the inside.
The tire.
Yeah, like what are they doing to make that tire bend out like that? This is trade secret stuff right here.
So this truck, like this is it for Bristol. So you adjust this and down. So we have quite a few of these. This one is a Petrie rig, and then we have the pull down rig. Both of them do the same thing. One below ground, one above ground. So basically, you come over here, and these scales are going to come out of the ground and lift the truck up like 2 or 3 feet in the air.
Right.
And then with those toggle switches over there, they're going to be able to adjust the amount of pressure and measure the wheel rate, things like that. This one's pretty accurate. They came out with this one, it's more accurate. So we have one of these, it's called the Mittler rig, and it does it where you can actually see the ground. So you know that this is correct. And this is perfectly level. So the whole idea is to get the front end as far down as possible. You know,
Without touching.
without touch. So that's what they're sitting here working on today. Truck 14. So this will go to, they'll touch all this up. And it will go to, I think, Vegas next. So 2 weeks from now. So these are for final adjustment, just to always be able to measure off of something perfectly flat, because that's the whole idea is you got to get your measurements identical to what you want, you know, keep it consistent.
So on that, I just found that one tire is the only one that's angled.
Left front, yep.
Now,
The right front ends too, the opposite direction.
do you angle it like the exact degree of like the banking?
Nope, you're constantly pushing it to see what you can make better. So this is the teardown room. So this is my truck that I raced Richmond in. So you can see, got some damage. Got sideswiped pretty hard. So short track racing, you lean on each other a lot. So this was the record rack deer feed truck. So they're just taking parts off, cleaning it. They'll cut off part of the body that's damaged and get it ready to go for another short track. This is what we didn't want to do to your truck, because then it would not look good in pictures. But we were having a good night. We got up to 13th at Richmond and then had a mess up on pit road. So we finished 20th. We got trapped a lap down. So up here is just spare motors, drive shaft, gears, transmissions. So some of those are ready to go. Some of them are waiting to get picked up to get rebuilt, things like that.
Do they get rebuilt after every race?
Every race or two, yeah. Just depends. It's everything in racing is based on mileage. So the gears can go so many miles, the trans can go so many miles, engines. So they're constantly like keeping track of that. Let me try to turn this light on.
Yeah, smells different in here.
Brake clean, man. I don't know where the light is. So in here, it smells like brake clean. They're gonna take all the suspension parts, front, rear suspension, brake components. They're gonna clean them up. They'll rebuild them, get them ready for another racetrack. So different size rotors, brake pads, rebuilding steering boxes, everything that has to do with turning, suspension, rear end. That all happens in the suspension room.
That's crazy.
These are upper A-frames, so you're gonna be able to control the camber of the tire, things like that, and the rate that they move. So this is our truck as it is off the racetrack from Talladega. Young's Motorsports first win, my first win. It's pretty cool, the actual checkered flag and the trophy.
Y'all didn't even clean it one bit.
No, we left it the way it was. Definitely a good day. Got the confetti and the beer and Gatorade still on it.
Yeah, you can tell. The car will never be raced again. It was Spencer's first win. He's even got the Gatorade bottle inside of it. God, he's got everything. Like, it's like untouched, isn't it?
Yep. All we did
Pretty
was
cool.
take the seat and the motor out. Welcome to the 20 hauler. This is 53 feet of heaven right here, rolling up and down every highway across America.
It's cool.
So down here, looks pretty open, nice wide hallways, but when it's going up and down the highway, you got your pit equipment in here, your fueling equipment, your garage box, your cooler, everything. The floor is packed. There's not 1 square inch. You couldn't throw a football down the hallway. You got the shock dyno. So during practice, you can come in here, make adjustments, hook the laptop up. This is the shock guy only. You got your first aid. And here's your interior cabinet. So you're gonna have your spare mirrors, your spare radio harnesses, spare shifters, all kinds of stuff. Velcro, water bottle stuff, extra tubing, foil, hoses, everything for driver comfort.
Truck's upstairs, I guess.
Yeah. These are the cabinets for the guys. You got Tyler, you got KB, you got the tire guy, you got Joe. Everyone important has their own cabinet. In here you got some headsets, radios, things like that. Timing and scoring, live all the time. Spare nuts and bolts. In here, you got your chairs. You guys can hang out in these at the track. You got your tent in case it rains. Spare parts, fuel cans, fridge, little pantry area. You gotta have the good snacks.
Where's the Danos?
We're out of Danos because we use it all the time. You got the Keurig, You got the always important delicious Mountain Dew. Diet, because we care about our figure. Up here is where the trucks ride.
Cool.
In here is the driver lounge. This is where I hang out. Crew chief hangs out. TVs. We got usually timing and scoring. Video cameras at the track. Local sports game. Nascar on TV so we can see what's happening. Tons of outlets, chargers. It's usually pretty packed with sponsors, people hanging out. Driver cabinet. You got my spare suits. This awesome Top Gun Maverick helmet of mine. 2020 edition.
Nice.
Favorite movie? Spare hats. Autograph cards. Few pairs of shoes. That's about it. That's the driver lounge.
How many cars fit up here?
2. So you'll have your primary and your backup truck.
I want to crawl in there.
Just fold those little. See them on the wall.
Oh.
There's 2 on the right and 1 on the left.
Oh, I see. There's one step.
Wow.
Guys, thanks for checking out YMS, the Dano truck. We're gonna go grill some ribs.
Absolutely. We're going to fire up that old Ryan cooker. We're going to make us a little YouTube, show you how it works.
Check it out.